from BS and Beer Media, it's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it. Oh, he's still going all the way. He's going to score. He's got the ball.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Yo. Welcome in the Top of the Bleachers. It is March the 25th, and we are live. And I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I just carry on your conversation. If you want to keep going, that's fine with me.
No, that's probably stuff I don't need to be putting over the airways.
Well, I mean, we all get a little disgruntled sometimes.
I'm not disgruntled with my job. I'm not disgruntled with my life is a blessing. Every day I get up is a blessing. I really truly believe that. I'm disgruntled with one particular person I'm disgruntled with. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, man. Maybe they get better for you. Maybe you should learn.
I don't think so, but whatever.
Well, maybe you should
You ever meet somebody?
You
Yeah, I had a friend say to me lately, he said, "Man, I think I'm a narcissist." And I was like, I don't think you're a narcissist. And he's like, "Well, that makes me feel a lot better." And I was like, "Well, I don't. I mean, he's thought of me several times, like done nice things for me several times." And I'm like, a narcissist doesn't do that, you know. A narcissist is in it for themselves.
Not without an agenda.
Yeah, exactly.
They do nice things sometimes, but there's a reason. There's always a reason, buddy.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah.
But this girl might be a narcissist. Like, you know, I've never heard her talk about anything but her and her life, and like she doesn't ask questions. Like,
well, man, most of us are wrapped up in ourselves. That's for sure.
yeah.
If you don't have anything guiding you, it's even worse.
Yeah, but the way you make friends and the way you make, good coworkers and stuff is to ask people about themselves. So how are the kids doing? Did you ever get a puppy like you were thinking about? Just asking little questions, getting them. Yeah. It makes the work life a lot better.
Yeah, it's a team. It makes you feel more like a team than
two. Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Well, you know what I mean. Like you're on the same side. How about that? Not team, maybe, but you're on the same.
Side. Oh yeah. I feel that at the post office. I do. It's us against them.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Most jobs are that way.
But
management. They did a big survey at our company. It was great. Anonymous survey, and they asked open questions. Man, they got all kinds of action plans going on right now. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to make it better. Yeah, I think one of the complaints was not trusting upper management. That was one of the main things. Like, do you trust where the company's going or something? I forget the question, how they worded it, and then you had to rate 1 through 5 or whatever. Well, I guess they didn't get a very high rating on that one. So there's some action plans in place. Anyway, enough about work. What's else going on?
Nothing, man. Nothing. I worked all day. I feel like I have been running since the time I got up to the time I went to bed. I was more popular today than I think I've ever been in my life. So many phone calls, so many,
Well, usually that means people's thinking about you.
Well, only 2 of them were personal. The other 15 I got had to do with work.
Yeah,
and I just, I'm in one of those moods, man. Throw out a subject, I'll probably beat the crap out of it. I'm just in one of those moods today.
Well, you've been kind of negative. You were a little bit negative yesterday. I'm a little worried about you.
Well, sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's just life, man. I mean, stuff happens. It's people are irritating.
I'll try to be more positive. I will.
Maybe it's just me because I gave my wife the same thing a while ago. I told her the same thing.
Well, I just need to take a step back. You take a step back and look at the grander picture, and sometimes it's hard for me to do that. Like I got home today, and Lacey had gone out and mowed the front yard.
Hey,
dude, that's awesome. That's totally awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. How's the puppy?
Puppy's good. Puppy's good.
That thing's gonna be huge.
I don't know. I see her every day, so it's kind of hard to tell. But she's getting.
She's big.
She's getting close to Dak size. So I don't know.
It's crazy. Well, I had to go in at midnight last night, or midnight Pacific time, which is 2:00. Well, that's when I started. Was 2:00 our time, so I actually had to be there like an hour before that. So I was up all night working, and then, dude, I had this one at 4:00. I had a second one at 4:00 in the morning, and it was supposed to be without a technician. And well, it was supposed to be with a technician. I had my notes. I had the guy's name. I had him on the invite. I had this guy's name everywhere. And then I had talked to him along the way somewhere because we scheduled it like 3 weeks ago. Somewhere along the way, I talked to him and we worked out something. He did some stuff, some extra work, so that he wouldn't have to come in. I wouldn't need a tech. Well, my notes still had tech everywhere, so I'm sitting there waiting on this dude. I sent him a message. I call him. Never answers me. This guy's in bed. Like, what the heck?
So
man, get up, dude.
So when did it dawn on you?
So our window closes at 6:00.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait. I'll wait till 6:00. I'll give him till 6:00, to wake up and answer me or whatever. So 5:55, I went searching for an email to reply to him and say, hey, we had this schedule. Can we reschedule? Whatever. And when I went to find the email, the first email I found was, yeah, don't worry about coming in, man. I don't need you. I don't need you to come in. It's all, don't worry about it. I'm all good, I sit there and waited. Oh, I felt like an idiot, dude. Did you get another phone call? Or is that an alarm?
No, that's a phone call.
Oh, wow.
But that's Orange Ham. He should know that I'm doing the show right now, so I'm not going to answer that one.
Oh, call him back.
You want to call him back?
Yes, call him back. Let's have a caller on the show.
All right, we're going to have our first caller on the show.
You may want to warn him, though, man.
Yeah, he got a mouth on him. We'll see what happens.
No, he might say something personal or something.
No, okay. All right, I'll let him know.
My bad, dude. I forgot you guys were streaming it.
You're okay, Orange Ham. You're our first call in.
Yeah. Ask him a question.
Yeah, the trivia question is who's the GOAT? Jordan or LeBron?
Oh my god, dude. Come on, that's not a freaking question.
Yeah, that's the question, man.
No, that's not a question.
Yeah.
The GOAT is Jordan.
Yeah, all right.
Hey.
All right, Big will send you your new car in the mail.
In the mail.
I'll talk to you later, brother.
All right, I'll take care.
Peace.
Good times, good times.
Yeah.
Well, I worked all day, and then I looked at Twitter some because the portal opened, so I've been keeping up with trying to keep up. You can't keep up. I don't keep up. I don't even try to keep up, but I do keep up a little bit, just with what Arkansas might get or whatever,
Sure.
But man, so many players are going in the portal, and the women's is just the same.
There's breaking news. I don't know if you saw this today, but the girl for USC tore ACL. She's out for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, Juju.
Man, the odds on USC dropped big time.
She was good. She was really good.
Yeah, but is she the whole team? I mean, they can't.
She is that good. She's that good, dude. They were interviewing Gino. I can't say his last name. UConn's coach. And by the way, shout out to him. 31 Sweet 16s in a row.
Yeah.
come back to that. But he was like, they were interviewing him, and he said, "Y'all need to let me go. Juju's fixing to play. You need to get to the game, and I want to watch her play." Like, he cut off his interview because he wanted to see her play. It's like, what? That's crazy. Yeah, and then she got hurt. That sucks for USC. That sucks for them. Sucks for her.
It's funny too because I guess UConn got a girl that's pretty good too, and that was like a big matchup that they were working towards in the bracket. And I listened to a little bit of Talk Sports today, and they were talking about how that it's strange that in the women's sport, they'll hype a matchup, but they'll hype it like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are going to play each other, or this girl from USC and the girl from UConn are going to play each other, and they hype it up that way. While in the men's game, they don't do that. You don't see individual matchups. It's not Nelly against
It's coach against coach.
It's coach against coach, or it's team against team.
Yeah.
I found that interesting.
That is interesting. Well, they don't have as many stars on their teams, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you and I were talking about how I feel like you could take the women's tournament and really condense it down to like 16 teams. And then if you want to keep as many games, play a series, play some 3-game series or something in there to increase the number of games or whatever. But there's really only like 10 teams that are really viable, and the rest of them are kind of like cannon fodder for the rest of for those 10 teams or whatever.
Yeah. I think they're all dependent on that revenue sharing stuff too to help even some of that field. But you're right. It's the same. It's Tennessee, UConn, Stanford, South
LSU,
Carolina. It's the same schools.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of portal stuff, dude. They don't have any slides or anything. My wife is feeling a little bit better, apparently.
That's good.
I caught her outside working on the car. So,
all right. Well, she can't go back now.
I say working on the car, but she was taking apart something inside the car. I don't know. I think she's getting bored. A little
cabin fever.
Cabin fever, yeah. I think
cabin
that's it. Because she's a social person anyway. So like this, not having anybody, not talking to anybody.
Well, you got all the equipment and everything. She ought to start a podcast for I don't know.
I've tried telling her that a couple times. She's not interested.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So you can talk about crafting. You could talk about
whatever you want to talk about.
National Geographic. You talk about cowboys and old westerns, whatever you want to talk about.
I've often thought about starting one just on conspiracy theories. I think that would be a fun one to do, just conspiracy theories. We'll just do a new conspiracy theory every day. There's like 9,000 of them out there.
Yeah.
A few of them turn out they're true. So there you go.
That is true. Well, I don't know what direction we're going to go with this show because, we got a couple more months before we make any decisions, but I don't know. We'd talk about it, but I don't know if we could. I don't know if we should talk about this right now, but I feel like we're kind of not organized.
No, there's no organization in this.
Did
you want this to be organized?
Well, I mean, eventually we need to be. Yes.
Well, you probably should have picked somebody else. Is all I'm saying. I'm not.
Okay. Well, the end of the show may be coming in June, people. Just so you know, grab your popcorn and get your fill while you can. No, I don't know. Or just maybe a niche or something. You know what? I thought it'd be a good show. They don't cover women's basketball hardly at all. There's all kinds of men's basketball shows and podcasts and.
Well, there's not.
They don't cover women hardly at all, and
the problem is that there's not a lot of women's basketball out there. They only play, a 30-something, 40-something game season, and the college women's doesn't last very long. So unless you're gonna, cover European women basketball, I mean, you're not gonna have a ton of content, is what I'm saying.
Well,
during the seasons, you would. During the seasons, you would.
I think somebody needs to do a show on the Lady Razorbacks. I think they need to have a guy that does stuff on them. Like they have a guy that does football. They have a guy that does basketball. They should have a guy that does women's basketball. I'd be interested to listen to some of that.
Well, maybe you should be the dude to start it.
Well, I don't know how to. I don't know how to exactly. I don't know if that makes sense. Like they have way more inside resources, and
Yeah.
I don't have any inside resources. I just scour Twitter, and other stuff, YouTube, and read
Well,
a bunch.
you'd have to reach out, touch base.
True.
You'd have to reach out to like,
To who?
I don't know. You could reach out to Coach Z or the new women's coach. I mean, the worst thing they can do is say, "Oh, not interested" or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's a couple podcasts.
They had Rick Schaefer used to be, but I don't think he is anymore. He was over all the PR for the Razorbacks. They got somebody up there that does that. You just need to get in touch with them probably. And then
They do because they do. There's so many Razorback shows. There's they do the daily show or whatever with Matt, Coach Z, and Quinn Grovey.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that especially the new coach, they might be really interested in giving the women a voice and somebody to cover just their stuff or whatever. And you wouldn't even have to just make it basketball. You could do women's softball. You could do the soccer team. You could just do Razorback women's. That's what you could do, man. It actually sounds like a pretty good life. Just interviewing
That's not bad, actually.
Interviewing a bunch of athletic women. That sounds like a pretty good deal, actually.
See, you just messed it all up. Now here you go.
They're way too young.
They're way too young. That. It don't matter.
Be like what?
You can't even be joking about that kind of stuff. Oh, they're cute. You can't do that. You can't even do that.
So we're old. So I'm supposed to say they're ugly?
You ain't supposed to say nothing.
Well, that's going to be hard to do.
No, it's not.
Have you seen the new women's head coach? She's cute. I don't think that's an insult, though.
I ain't saying nothing to her. Let's see if I can find a picture of this guy. Holy moly, you gotta see this guy.
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm going to be on my best behavior when there are girls around. I mean, I know how to behave myself.
I know. I'm just saying you gotta be careful.
And not only that, but they're going to be like 19, 20-year-old. I'm not interested in a 19 or 20-year-old. That's ridiculous, man. I don't have that kind of energy. I don't want to go out clubbing. That's what those girls are doing at that age. They're clubbing and going dancing. I'm way too old for that. Now, if they want to mow my lawn and
apparently he's not famous.
Who are you talking about?
Her husband. I don't know what his name is.
Oh, how big he is? You were going to show me a picture of him?
I was going to try and find a picture of him just so you can see him. He's a monster of a dude.
I believe you, man.
I can't find him anywhere, though.
I totally believe you.
I know I saw him on Twitter. Anyway, I think that would be a pretty cool thing for someone to cover the women's basketball. So I didn't think about softball, but definitely basketball because they got all the portal stuff going on right now. The new coach, nobody's talking about it.
Dude, the softball team is ranked. The soccer team is ranked. The actual disappointment on the hill is basketball this year. They didn't do very good. Higginbottom she's a beast, though. Are you allowed to call a woman a beast? I don't want to offend anybody.
I don't know.
She's a little beast, man. She's a scorer.
I think she's gone though. She's senior, wasn't she?
I have no idea. I
think so.
There's nobody out there that I can watch to find that kind of information out.
I know. That's my point. And I listened to her interview, and I really like what she had to say. They do the high octane offense, whatever they all say that, right? But
how you say it?
Like we press. They go. She's like we press full court all time for 40 minutes.
Why not?
I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, she comes from D2 over in Oklahoma. She reminds me of Nolan's background.
Mm-hmm.
The D2 background, won a whole bunch of games, moved up to Oral Roberts. He moved up to Tulsa, and then boom, they come to the Razorbacks. She's got the same kind of background as him.
How do you say her last name?
I think it's music.
Music.
I think so.
I like the idea of pressing for 40 minutes. I know that, especially, I don't know how to say it. Like, it makes more of a difference in the women's game than in the men's game if you can press well. I feel like women come up with a lot more turnovers off the press than the men do.
I can't find a picture of him nowhere, bro. That's crazy. Let me see. Family.
I think the biggest problem she's going to have is getting players to compete with South Carolina and Tennessee and LSU, the top of her league, because man,
LSU, South Carolina.
I don't know how much NIL women's sports gets, but if we could double it, that would be good. I want to be relevant in everything.
Yeah, I like the fact that John Tyson was there the other day. That's a good sign.
It's never a bad sign.
Maybe he's going to kind of sponsor basketball, all of it instead of.
Well, I mean, they do play in Bud Walton that has Tyson on the floor. I mean, he should be sponsoring all of basketball.
Good point, sir. Good point. He needs to put his. I think he gives enough money. I don't know about asking him for more, but appreciate him. Thank you.
You can always give more. Okay, always give more.
True.
Especially to a.
Is that considered a good cause, though? I mean, it is for us, but is it really a good cause? You know what I mean?
I think it is a good cause if you're doing it for all sports. Like, if you're just singling out one sport, maybe not. But if you're advancing not just men's but women's sports, and the kids are getting an education and they're moving on to better things, then yeah, I think that's a good thing, man. I don't know if it counts as tithing or anything like that, but it's definitely a good thing. Money towards scholarships, and
I just think it'd be cool to watch them and like go to the games, all that stuff. That'd be so cool.
Man, if I'm giving as much as Tyson is, I'm sitting half. I'm like Drake. Okay, I'm sitting half court.
He usually is.
There better be a waitress come to me. I don't want to have to get out of my seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be at every game. Every sporting event that takes place, I'm going to be sitting there somewhere. That's a crap ton of money, man.
It is. It is. For sure. I didn't even look up tickets for the Sweet 16, but what's up, Floppy? What's up, man?
What's up, Anthony?
What's up, Anthony? How you doing, bro? I like that dog. What kind of dog is that?
I can't tell.
It looks kind of bulldoggy. I don't know.
What kind of dog is that, Anthony?
What else we got going on? Like I said, man, Twitter's full of transfer portal. That's all anybody's talking about.
Has anybody from the Razorbacks hit the transfer portal?
No.
Well, that's a good sign. Argentinian Mastiff.
I'd say these teams that are still playing, there won't be as many of them until after they're eliminated. And then when they're eliminated, then they'll be out.
Is that the ones they call doggos that hunt hogs? Is that an Argentinian Mastiff?
Argentinian Mastiff.
They call them
crazy. Never heard of that.
Doggios or dogios or something like that. I'm probably just brutalizing that name.
Doggo.
Yes.
Argentino.
Yes.
Doggo Argentino.
Yeah, man. They hunt hogs in South Texas with them things. Them things are tough, man.
It's a bull terrier, mastiff, something. It's a bulldog. Cordoba fighting dog.
Yeah.
That's not what it is, but that's part of where it came from. 1920s. Antonio Martinez, a young student in Cordoba in central Argentina, set out with his brother, Augustin, to create a new breed of big game hunting dog, especially for wild boar.
Dude, I root for the SEC in almost every situation except for when they're playing against Arkansas, and I'm still rooting for the SEC because
Yeah.
Arkansas is in the SEC. I can't bring myself to root for Kentucky right now. Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
I just can't. I got a little bias there. But everybody else out of the SEC, yeah, I'm rooting for them, man. It was hard for me to root for Texas too, but there's history there. So I
Yeah.
mean,
We are Arkansas fans, but we
yeah,
are
we are
SEC
SEC
fans. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
We talk about everything though, bro. You never know what you're gonna hear when you tune in.
We just talked about your dog you got in your picture there. So
We just
there you
talked about Argentina. We just learned about Argentina matchups. Hey, you never know what you might learn at the top of the
go.
bleachers.
Yeah.
Let's see what he said. He got a question. Do you guys a choice fan?
Ooh.
That's a good question. I don't think I want Clemson because I think once
Dabo
leaves, I don't know if they're state relevant.
Miami
are always going to be there.
Miami always has a lot of money and they're always usually pretty good. But I don't know. You need you need Jimmy Johnson's Miami if they're going to join the SEC. Not this West Coast offense that they run now where they throw the ball all the time.
I think I'd take Florida State and Miami.
Dude, I think any of the three would be good additions to the SEC.
They would. There's going to be some more conference realignments and stuff.
What I don't want is I don't want them to go get somebody like Oregon and say that they're in the SEC. They are not in the SEC. They're in Oregon. Okay. UCLA being in the ACC really drives me crazy. Okay. You're in the Atlantic Coast Conference and
not them. It's not them. It's
USC.
Cal.
I knew it was one of them.
I think it's Cal, yeah. But USC's in the Big Ten. That's
well,
not West either.
The Big Ten is not the Big East, though. If they were in the Big East, I'd have a problem. Your Big Ten could be anywhere. The Big Ten is not geographically, associated.
I guess so.
What bothers me is when you're the Big 12 and you got like 16 teams. That's what bothers me. Like, come on, man.
Change your name.
Yeah, you're supposed to be Institutes of Higher Learning here. Let's change our name.
Yeah. Let's see. I did see the Magic beat the Lakers last night.
Yeah, what do you think, man? What do you think about? I heard Steph went down with a twisted ankle, but Jimmy Butler's returning at the same time. Clips are really playing good ball right now and starting.
Saw Harden got hurt.
Did he?
I don't know how bad he's hurt, but he went down holding his thigh. I don't know.
Thigh issues.
Well, at least it's not. What was it called? What was everybody getting? Down here you're growing.
What was that? It was like their labrium or something like that.
I can't remember. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something weird. Everybody's getting that all of a sudden.
They got a torn labia.
I hope not. Holy moly! That's gonna take some stitches, Doc.
Yeah.
Can you put an extra one in there? Okay, we're off topic. Anyway, in the NBA standings, Orlando's in 8th right now, so we're hanging in there.
Yeah.
By a thread. We're holding on.
Are you going to go anywhere though? I mean, if you make the playoffs, are you going anywhere? Are you going to like advance, or do you think like making the playoffs is probably it for them? Because they're going to have to play a 1 or a 2 right off the bat.
Yeah, we're missing our point guard, and we need a better center.
Yeah,
for sure. Those two things for sure. I can't shoot the ball very good, or we're streaky, Paolo, especially Franz, man, he's like he'll score 30, he'll score 5. It's like there's no in between with this guy. He's either on or he's off.
No consistency.
Mm-mm. No, he either has a really good game or not a very good game.
Well, I'll give him credit though. When Paulo went down, I mean, they're in the middle of the season. If it wasn't for Franz, y'all would have been sucking hind tit.
This is true. This is very true.
So I mean, now that Paulo's back, maybe he just doesn't feel like he needs to go out there and get 30 or whatever.
Let's see. Last night, Paulo had 30. Franz had 32.
Ooh, see, that's a good game right there.
Yeah. They just don't have anybody that go with them. Then 5, 9, 2, 2, 8. AB had 17 off the bench.
Dude, I love this comment, this last comment by Anthony. I honestly feel this way about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel this way. Like, there weren't that many Kansas City Chiefs until Patrick Mahomes started winning Super Bowls. And then all of a sudden, Kansas City Chiefs everywhere. I feel the same way about the Lakers, man. It's no big deal. It's really no big deal.
I don't know. Lakers, dude, they've been good for ever since the 60s. They've always been good. They're always good.
Yeah.
Can't stand them.
But JJ's just got to grow some balls and say, listen, Luka's number 1. LeBron, you're number 2.
Hey, you know what? I'll eat a little crow probably for being so harsh on JJ Redick when he got hired.
Yeah, we did a whole show over it.
Yeah, we did. We kind of buried that dude, and he's been holding his own.
Well, it helps when you have, LeBron James and Luka and Anthony Davis. And I mean, Phil Jackson's probably going to go down as one of the greatest coaches ever, but he always coached great players. It's not like he, brought the San Antonio Spurs up from nothing, and ended up winning the championship.
Well, they're 43-28, and Luka was hurt for a while, and then LeBron was hurt for a while. So they're just now both coming back, but they're 3-7 in their last 10.
Oh, that's what I heard. Celtics, Tatum went down with a sprained ankle.
Man, everybody's getting hurt, huh?
Yeah.
That's not good. Let me see if there's any other news.
Tatum went down with a sprained ankle, and Steph's just sitting out. He's going to sit out a couple ball games. I don't know if it's just because I have no idea why he's sitting out, but Jimmy's coming back. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Jimmy made some comments about heat culture. Did you hear these comments he made about heat culture?
Heat culture?
Yeah. I guess that's a thing. Heat culture. I guess, whatever. And Jimmy said, it can happen at any place. It doesn't have to be heat culture. It could be Laker culture. It could be, it depends on how the guys in the locker room treat each other and how they uphold he pretty much made sense in what he said, but everybody's taking it as a huge diss against the Miami Heat or whatever. And he returns to Miami tonight to play them. I think it's tonight or tomorrow night. I'm not sure.
I think it is tonight. I saw.
So
let's see, Orlando, Charlotte, Golden State, and Miami. Yep, tonight. It's on TNT. If anybody wants to watch it. Pat Riley. I think he's got that rap too. I mean, he went to the Knicks. And they had a bunch of good players. When he was at the Lakers, he had Magic and Kareem. He goes to freaking Wayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, he started with Alonzo Mourning. He started as like the head coach, and now he's moved into the GM role. And I think he's done a pretty good job, man. I mean, he's been irrelevant within the last, 10, 15 years. He doesn't want to pay players. I mean,
no. Mm-mm.
I don't know if that's necessarily Pat Riley as much as it is the owners or whatever. I have no idea, but I mean, he didn't want to pay Jimmy, so he lost Jimmy. But he'll probably find another superstar somewhere to come down there and play, I imagine.
Probably. I mean, it's Miami, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could think of where. You want to go to Minnesota or you want to go to Miami? You want to go to Minnesota? You want to go? I'd much rather go to Miami.
No kidding. Well, I don't know. We didn't talk about this yet. Coach Cal went on Pat McAfee today.
Oh yeah.
Did you see any of that?
I don't know if I saw any of that. No.
So he was like, "Am I breaking news with you right now?" He was like, "Breaking news right now." He's like, "A dude Theo is available."
Oh, right, baby.
I was like, "Sweet," So he was like, he broke it on the McAfee show or whatever, and then he was like, "He's gonna play, maybe 12 or 15 minutes."
Yeah, that's what he said about Boogie, and then Boogie put in like 28.
I know. So we'll see. How he does. He's supposed to have full contact in practice today. It's supposed to be the first time he's had full contact. So,
what year is Theo?
He's a junior.
He's a junior.
John Allen and Adu are the only.
You think
seniors.
we'll end up losing him to the NBA or to the transfer portal?
NBA.
Man, I'd love for him to come back 1 year. That would be awesome, dude.
That would be, yeah. No, he's way up on high on everybody's draft boards and stuff. He's a freak athlete.
Yeah, he's up there with. He doesn't have of course, he's still growing. They said something about that at the beginning of the season. The kid is still growing. He's got the build, and I think he's got the ability that Giannis has. He just doesn't have the length yet that Giannis has got. If he gets a couple more inches on him, dude, that dude's going to be a power. He is going to be a power, man.
Yep, for sure. So we got that going, and they're out there already in San Fran. I saw some practice videos and stuff, And then what else? I watched the Kelsey's Music's press conference. That was pretty good. She did an interview. She did an interview with Z and Quinn Grovey.
Oh yeah,
talking about stuff. That was pretty good. They had a pretty good year, dude. They lost the first game of the year when she was at Southeast Oklahoma State or somewhere, I forget. They lost the first game of the season. Then they won the next 35 in a row and made it to the national championship game and lost in double overtime.
So they lost the first game and the last game of the year.
First game and the last game of the year, yes.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Is that crazy? I was like, wow. Oh, that's crazy. 35 in a row, though. That's pretty good. Even for you.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So we'll see. We'll see how she does. I hope they give her some money and she can get some players, and we'll see. See what happens. See what else is going on. I know you don't care much about the recruiting stuff, probably, huh?
Recruiting for what? Basketball or football?
Basketball, the transfer portal stuff.
Oh yeah, I know that. I heard the other night that, there were already the first day there was something like 500 something kids got in.
Oh yeah, there's more than that now.
Oh
yeah, last one I saw was 700 or something like that.
Yeah, but this is day 2, man. I mean, those guys are behind in the time.
True. There's been some big names come out too, man. Let me see here. I don't know if you'll know any of these guys. Hang on.
Now, we say the transfer portal opens and it stays open for 30 days. Do they have to transfer within those 30 days?
They just can't enter the transfer portal.
Okay.
Like there's no more entering it. It's closed. I guess you could still sign after that, with somebody, but
so you don't have to sign during the transfer portal. That's the only time you can get into it.
I don't think so. No, it's just the only time you can enter it.
All right.
But there's that Dent kid from New Mexico, the point guard. Did you see him play? He went in the portal. He's really good. Who's other? There's a couple of Indiana guys that went into the portal that are really good. Former 5-star guys. That one guy for Drake that was really good. You know, you said they all Bird and all comparing him to him.
Oh, Stutz
or whatever.
What? Yeah.
So their coach went to Iowa.
Yeah.
He entered the portal, but he's following him to Iowa. So
okay.
So that's that guy. Yeah.
I mean, if he don't want to play big boy basketball, I mean, he could go to Iowa if he wants.
There's a guy the Hogs are on. I saw was you're gonna love this name. Magoon Guath. Magoon. Oh, he's a big old athletic center. He is redshirt freshman. He's good. He was at San Diego State last year.
Okay. Why did he redshirt? Just because of people in front of him, or because of injury, or? All
right. He played this year, so right. So he's redshirt freshman. So he played this year.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this name, but Jalil Bethia from Miami.
No.
That dude's really good, dude. I don't know if Arkansas is on him or not, but he's really good. There's going to be a lot of more names come in, dude.
If you're Coach Cal, if you're a college coach, it doesn't have to be Coach Cal. If you're a college coach, all right, and your team gets bumped out of the national championship or whatever, how do you know what you need to recruit? You know what I mean? Like, how do you just recruit like a couple of positions and then rely on the transfer portal? Do you do what Pitino's doing and just totally rely on the transfer portal? Don't even go after high school kids? I mean, how do you find a guy in Lithuania that wants to come play basketball for you? How does that even happen? How do you find a guy in Lithuania?
I don't know. I don't know. Ronnie Brewer's the recruiting coordinator or whatever.
I'm just saying, like, you go out and you recruit 4 big men, and then do you recruit 4 hoping 2 come to you, or do you recruit? How do you decide?
Like last year, I know Adu and what's his name, the guy that went to Kentucky. No, the Garrison. Garrison. They both came in on the same weekend for a visit. And I think Cal, there was like the reports were he's only going to take one of them. So I don't know. He may bring him in because I don't know about Garrison. Must have been all about the money because he had his visit with Arkansas, and then like that night, the next day, he signed with Kentucky without even visiting.
Oh, okay.
So Cal didn't want him. So I don't know. I don't know how they juggle all that stuff, man. It's a lot of juggling.
It's insane. You end up with I'm afraid you end up with 6 power forwards.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, no. Lamar Wilkerson. There's another name to be watching for. This dude, he's I want to say he's an Arkansas native even. Okay, he went to Sam Houston. 20 points a game, 45% from 3.
That's the guy I've been looking for.
And 8 attempts a game. He took 8 a game and made 50%.
That's the dude I've been looking for. We need to sign that guy.
Lamar Wilkerson.
Oh my gosh, we need to sign that guy.
We definitely need that guy. They're supposed to be on him. We'll see. Let's see.
Oh my gosh. Did you see this picture that Matt sent?
No. What are you seeing?
Oh, it's it's crazy.
Hang on a minute here. Jeez.
Does that look safe?
Oof. What is it? Let me see here.
Oh, you didn't even look.
He didn't send it to me.
He sent it to the group thing.
Huh. Oh, you mean the
guy fixing
yeah,
it.
I saw that a while ago. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
He's got the ladder way up there like this, and then another one holding it up.
Yeah. No way, dude. No way. Couldn't pay me enough money to do that.
Oh man. Anyway,
Hogs play tonight. They play baseball tonight.
yes,
What time?
6:30. I want to say.
And it's Missouri State.
I think that's what you told me.
Yeah, Missouri State. 6 o'clock. All right, cool. We got something to watch tonight. With no basketball on. I'm already having basketball withdrawals, man.
I know.
We were talking about this, about putting like the mid-majors should have their own tournament and everything.
Mm-hmm.
When they should have their own tournament? It's the day after the NCAA stops, they should start their mid-major tournament.
Well, have you heard
for like basketball guys like me, we could wean ourselves, slowly off of basketball.
That would be good. Have you heard about this Crown Championship or something?
Mm-mm.
Let me see if I can find something on here. Dang it.
Is it for college?
Yes. So basically, hang on, I know who put something out on it. Well, I reposted this. Hold up. Let's see. Well, first of all, the Oklahoma women got the number 1 recruit in the country today, signed.
In basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for them.
Basketball. Hang on. Okay, the college basketball crown. Have you heard of this?
Uh-uh.
The college basketball crown will award nil prize money. Okay. In partnership with Vivid Seats announced today, the event will award the championship team $300,000. The runner-up receives $100,000, and the semifinalists each get $50,000. Okay, and basically it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16-team tournament, and these are all teams that didn't make the tournament, right? So you got Nebraska, Arizona State, USC, Colorado, Villanova. There's several Cincinnati. There's several good-sized schools in there, and it's their schedule. What was the schedule? Let me see if it says here. It was weird. It was like the tournament's not over when it starts. Let's see.
So they, instead of going to the NIT, they just decided to start their own little tournament or go to a different one.
Yeah.
It's a good idea, actually.
All right. So
you could call it like the true national championship.
Right. Okay, it's in Vegas as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
The whole thing is in Vegas?
Yeah.
That's neat.
More hoops ahead of the Final Four from March 31st with nonstop action airing Monday 3/31 and Tuesday April 1st on the FS1. The second round begins April 2nd. April 5th, the championship. I don't know what days the NCAA tournament is, but these sound like the same days. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's going to be staggered between the Final Four and the championship game. No, that won't be because there's only one day between there. Between the Elite Eight and the Final Four, I guess, maybe. With the championship game April 6th. What day is that? That's a Monday. Oh, that's a Sunday.
Because the championship's always on a Monday.
Always on a Monday, yeah. So yeah. So that's going to be going on. in the week between the Elite Eight and the Final Four, I guess. So that's pretty crazy. You hadn't heard about that, huh?
And then the Final Four happens, and basketball stops, and it's on to baseball in the NBA.
That's right. The NFL draft's coming up too in April.
And when I say baseball, I don't mean the MLB. We don't really cover the MLB, but we do cover Hogs baseball. So
yeah,
that'll be good.
We cover a lot of hog stuff.
As much as we can.
We talk about it a lot anyway.
Until football season comes around, and then we try not to talk about it.
I like what I would like to do is instead of having a daily show, right? It'd still be a daily show, but it would be a reaction show to whatever event it was that day. Like today, today, we're gonna watch the Hog game, right?
Mm-hmm.
After the game, we have a reaction to blah, 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 the game. Tuesday, we're watching something else. We have a reaction to that.
I think the shows would definitely be a lot shorter.
Yeah, it probably would be.
Because it don't take me long to get my reaction in.
You got to talk about it for a minute too, but anyway, never mind.
No, it's a good idea. You want to do one tonight?
No.
Okay.
I gotta work tonight.
See, there's the problem right there. Like,
I don't even know if I'm gonna get to watch the game, to be honest with you. So.
Oh my gosh, you want talking about doing a reaction show and you're not even gonna watch the game?
If I was okay, let's do that. I wouldn't be planned. I'm not playing.
I see how this is gonna go. I can't watch tonight, Tucker. I need you to watch and take some notes and react to it. That's how this is gonna go.
No, if anything, I'll listen to it on the radio, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to watch it.
I like listening to it on the app more than on the radio because it just comes. I don't have to go sit out in the car. I don't actually own a radio for my house. Do you have a radio in your house? An actual radio?
No. No. Yeah, maybe. I got a record player.
You got a record player?
We do have a record player, yes.
Dude, record players are coming back. They're coming back, man.
She likes listening to her records, yeah.
You listen to your Cookie at the Disco record?
I have not, no. I have to break that out on her yet.
You think you still got that somewhere?
Somewhere, yeah. I think so. I don't know. I think when Dad passed, I think she got rid of all
the records.
And I was like, what? I would like Johnny Cash, Marty Robbins.
Come on. I had an uncle that had a record player, and it was one of them fancy ones you could put like 5 records on, and it would drop the next one, And it was built into a cabinet with the speakers on each end, and it probably weighed 9,000 pounds.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of people had those.
Yeah. I also had a grandmother that had a Zenith that I'm pretty sure was close to 1,000 pounds. It was built into a big, huge cabinet. I mean, it was stylish back in, the day, but man, that thing was heavy. Man, so heavy that when they finally got a flat screen TV, they just put it up above the old TV instead of taking the old TV out.
My parents did the same thing.
TV's probably still sitting there.
They had a big entertainment. That big entertainment center they had that the TV sit in. Right?
Yeah, I helped move that thing.
I got him a big TV. Me and Steve got him a big TV for Christmas or something one year.
Yeah.
And brought it over to set it up, and Dad's put her on top of that thing, put it up there, so it was on top of the entertainment center. Instead of getting rid of the entertainment center, get you something proper, I just put it up there. And there was like this much room between the ceiling and the top of
the kids nowadays and in the future, they're not going to understand that TVs were not always, this big, this wide. Like TVs used to be like monsters, man.
Yes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Take two people to move a TV.
Oh man. Sometimes it take more than that.
Not a very big one either.
No, man. Some of them can. My dad had it was like a 44-inch, which was humongous back in the day. And that thing was huge, man. Huge. Probably weighed 400 pounds.
I remember that. That was awesome TV. We were so excited when you guys
Oh,
got
dude. The day he brought that home, he couldn't even watch it because you and I hogged it the whole.
Okay. Anything else, man, before we get out of here else?
No, I'm going to try to be more positive, man.
Oh, you did good.
All right, good.
Before we get out of here, though, we want to be sure to mention our mental health. If you're struggling out there and you need someone to talk to you, Tucker will give you his phone number and you can call him anytime. Oh, wait, that's the wrong message. Hang on. There's a national hotline that you can call, 988, and they will actually talk to you. They have resources that
They will.
they won't hang up on you.
Yeah.
If you need someone to talk to or need some resources or know someone else that's struggling or going to hurt themselves or someone, reach out. Don't do life alone, man. It's people are struggling everywhere, and if you think you're the only one, you're not. You're not alone. You are not alone.
No, everybody struggles with anxiety, depression.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah.
Oh, we're.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel you, man. Yeah. Get some help if you need it, though, for sure. And anything else, bro, before we go watch these hogs?
No.
6:30 or 6?
6.
6. Oh, we got an hour. All right.
Yeah.
We got to feed the doggos and make some dinner and get ready.
I think we're having some sort of pasta tonight. I don't know. Lacey's mom showed up and dropped off a freezer full of food. I think she thinks we're going to starve. Every time she shows up, she brings like just massive amount, which I appreciate. I mean, I don't turn it down. I put it in the freezer. I eat it, but you don't have to do that, you know. But I think it's like her love language. Her love language has always been cooking. Like she wants to cook for you. That's how she shows you she cares about you. And since she can't cook for us anymore, she just stops by and unloads groceries on us, you know.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad she's still doing well.
Yeah, so we've got like some frozen enchiladas and some all kinds of stuff, man.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They made a bunch of meals for the people in Cave City. Did you hear about Cave City?
I guess not.
Tornado, man. Flattened.
Oh no.
There from the stoplight where you turn to go to Strawberry on down toward Evening Shade, it just flattened everything. I mean, like right past the bank, just took everything out.
That's tough.
So they got together with a whole bunch of other people and made a bunch of meals and went down there. It was funny too because we got a guy that at church named Greg Hutchinson, and he does disaster relief for the Arkansas Baptist Association. And so they deployed, you know, like their food trucks, their shower trucks, and their chainsaw crews and everything, and headed up to Cave City. And when they got up there, like they were running out of stuff to do because it's a bunch of rednecks that take care of each other, and they had already come in and started clearing stuff. And there were ladies of the church cooking meals, and, you know, they didn't feel like they were very much help because, you know, it's not like going to New Orleans. You know, those people, you know, I don't want to say that they don't like help each other or anything like that. It's just not like a small Southern town. You know, everybody knows each other's business and all that. So,
well, not only that, I mean, you know, in a small town that there's not going to be some U.S. aid something come in there to help you either. Like, I mean, you're on your own. You know what I mean?
Well, it seems to happen in smaller towns than it happens in bigger towns. Like the community gets out and helps each other.
Mhm.
You know,
Everybody knows each other. You know what I
everybody,
mean?
yeah, everybody knows each other.
It's like that's Bob's house down there. What the heck, you know?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't know any of my neighbors. Well, that's not true. I know some of my neighbors' names, but I've met several and don't remember their names. So I know the neighbors across the street. I do not know my neighbors beside me. I don't know their names.
I know the lady right across the road from me. Her name is Miss K, and she was one of those that when we moved in, she like brought a casserole. Welcome to the neighborhood. And then the other people across from me, and I live on a corner lot. I know the guy behind me, and I know the guy across. I know pretty much everybody around me. I don't know the lady to the left of me, but there's been like 3 people move in and out since we moved in. So they've changed a few times. So it's kind of hard to keep up with, But I like to know my neighbors. Like Miss K has even come over and she's like, I'm leaving town. So could you just, keep an eye on the place, make sure you don't see anything funny? I was like, yeah, for sure.
Cool. Here's some breaking news for you.
Uh-oh.
Joseph Pinion hit the transfer portal.
Joseph, he needs to come to Arkansas and set up in the corner. No, we don't want Joseph Pinion.
He's following coach to USF.
All right.
Coach Hodgkins.
I feel like Pinion's a good enough player. He could play somewhere decent.
Yeah.
Not saying that UCF or USF or whatever it is isn't good. I'm just saying it's not really a step up. I would say it's a side step. Like he went from here to here instead of from here to up here. Well, actually he went from here to here, and now he's going from here to here instead of back up or whatever.
Hmm.
Like if you're going to Iowa, that's kind of a step up. Or if you're going to, one of the big 4, that would be a step up.
Yeah. Looking to see here. Anything else going on right quick?
Oh my goodness. Can you hear the whining going on?
I can, yeah. One of West Virginia's guys is in the portal. There's so many people in the portal, dude. Anyway, all right, man. I will catch you later in the Discord.
I'll be around, man. Go Hogs.
Go Hogs.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.